We're suffering from monocultures everywhere in our society. I saw a video last week where someone said, we eat like 3 different animals and survive mainly on 7 different plants. So much biodiversity is being lost simply because we need the land for the ones that we preference. But it's not just food and agriculture. It is the loss of species worldwide due to climate change. Human languages are being lost. The spots in the world that have the most language diversity also usually have the most biodiversity. I remember reading years ago that there are like 200 different languages spoken on Borneo. Something else fascinating that I heard from Dr. Robert Sapolsky, as you lose languages, you actually also lose biodiversity. Cultural diversity is important. Biodiversity is important. Language diversity is important because it is our strength. What happens to a banana crop when the genetically modified banana gets a disease? All the bananas of that type go away. Right now, bark beetles are eating away at some of our most favorite trees that we have preferenced over time, and they're just eating all the ones in the US as it gets warmer and warmer every year. Even when it comes to political opinion, there aren't many official positions. There are like 2 or 3 official things that you can be. It's really bad when you get to the point where you can be one of 2 things, a good thing or a bad thing. Because when that happens, you're on the road to someone saying, the out group are bad and need to be silenced, extinguished, etc. How do we go away from these monocultures and go towards diversity? We allow neutrality in our culture. We don't automatically judge things as good or bad. We allow people to come into the environment and migrate as the earth changes. And I think the same for plants. I'm not one of those people who is super protective of native species and would call another species invasive. In every country around the world, we are living with species of plants that were not there 100 years ago and are shaping the landscape. And there are going to be some plants that take over because they have no natural obstacles in those biomes. But they're also probably what's going to be able to live there in a future that is 3 degrees hotter. It would be a similar thing to try to say certain humans are not allowed in certain parts of the world because they haven't been there historically. And to say that they're taking over, you can kind of understand why that's a problematic way to see it. We need decentralized control and participation in things. When you centralize control, you also monoculture it. Many of our great monocultures of the 20th century came in because a fast food restaurant needed an apple supplier. I think everything is going towards this anyway, and the pressures, both economically and environmentally, are going to push us towards communities that are smaller and decentralized. And the people who are still operating individualistically and will not collaborate with their neighboring communities, those people are going to have a hard time. And the people who are able to adapt to collaborate with other human beings and be kind and operate more in a gift economy, I think those humans are going to be more successful. And I think that's all I have to say about that.